Oh, sweet, yeah. Get that good old sugar. Chocolate. Chocolate that I can't take for some apparent reason. It looks relatively okay to eat. Hello there. How are we? Are we having fun today? Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes 1 out of 20 kills for this AK on Lighthouse. I wish it was any... I really wish it was any map that I had to do test drive on. This is... Yeah, I'm doing test drive. Look, this is PvE. I'm trying to complete all missions of that. And then once I've completed basically all the missions on PvE, so I can just let shit accumulate, I'm just going to go over to PvP again. Yeah, to start your first one? No, that's completely fair. The first one was horrid. Although, if it's PvP, they spawn anyway, but PvE, there's 2 specific areas that I love going to on Streets of Tarkov. Because they just seem to spawn consistently. And or charge at you. And I went, you know what? That's a really good idea. I'll take that. Ooh, I'll take that as well. They had requirements of network provider part 2 as well. So I went, you know what, I'll just crank them all out in one go, make it easier for myself. But I'm gonna wait for the train because I've got to try and build up fence to part, I think it's 5. So friendliness 5 or whatever you call it. S-plug, nails, okay. Nothing that useful. See, in this mission for the AK-12, once again in PvE, easiest way, if only I had a map, I would show you. But there's a small house at the very front of the village, just before you go to the bridge to get across over this side. You can just take that and sit in that one at nighttime, and either PMCs will spawn in there or a bunch of them will then try and charge you in that area, and then partisan spawns. Oh, well, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. And then you can kill partisan because partisan decides to try and walk to the very front of the door and stick his head through it, which you can then promptly shoot through. So there's a few tidbits that you can use to make test drive part 1, 2 pretty easy. I have no idea what part 3 and part... Am I doing part 3? No, I'm doing part 3. I think partisan really only spawns when you hang around a spot for too long. So if you AFK in a room, he will most likely end up spawning, but I do believe he also does spawn mid-raid as well. Which is why I camp that specific area, because he's so much easier to kill then. Because I said, because he likes to lay traps, right? He'll lay traps throughout the entire village because the extract, which is path to shoreline, is right there as well. He'll place traps mainly along the roads and shit. He also places traps around you, which is really funny because the other AI try and pass to you and then promptly walk into his traps. and well, they die from it, and it's hilarious to listen to 7 or 8 grenade tripwires go off. But yeah, so I sit in that. I kill off all the PMCs, especially there's a I'm still doing its counter action. Kill PMCs all over Lighthouse territory. Easiest, all these 15 kills, all of them have been in that building. And then, as I said, he spawns, he tries to put one directly in front of the door because he moves down as he places. You can shoot him in the head through the door. Sometimes he'll accidentally open the door. Once again, you get a free grenade and a kill on a boss, which means you get a decent XP as well. I've killed him twice now, I think, because he's only spawned in twice for some strange reason. Oh, that's okay. Now, theoretically, all the PMCs that like to spawn just here should either be running for the vehicle extract, or they should be going through and gunning it to the train. No problems, and thank you for the follow. As I said, I'm not very well versed in the game. I mainly just know the guns, because I like guns in general. But cheesing some of these stupid missions because they take 10 years to complete is my preference. Although, I tried to do a run with the AK-12 just before at nighttime in that exact same spot that I was talking about, and immediately died because Bird Eye spawned next to me and shot me in the face. So that didn't go so well. Have you just started the game? Or you a little bit into it? Okay. Oh. Honestly fair. Holy hell. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you have more hours than I do. Damn. Any tips that you've got for me? You mainly play CSGO? Yeah, mate, no, completely fair. See, I'm mainly a Siege player. But I've been taking a break from Siege because every single time I ran into, like, in casual or standard, yep, I just kept running into cheaters. So I took a break from that game. Oh, there you go, they're starting to rub now. Or they'll accuse me of cheating for some stupid reason. The amount of times I've been accused of it, yeah. It's just really dumb, right? I've yet to be told an actual reason why people cheat. I remember distinctively when a guy ran outside in Siege, because in Siege, if you step outside, you promptly get detected if you're in defense. I shot him through 2 windows that are breakable. Oh. I'm so sorry to hear that. I do know, for example, because I'm from Australia, right? We don't get a lot of people. Like, you typically run into, and this is when we played CSGO, Siege, Apex, or Tarkov, you just run into the same consistent people. Oh, the amount of times that they've called us dog shit. I remember beating a cheater on Siege. One of them's called Bad Boy. Okay, fine. I remember when multiple of them just call you dog shit, and you just go, yes, because your skill level has been increased because of cheating. Congratulations. Verse somebody at the same level that you're currently at without using cheats and see what happens. Because I remember I was actually just watching a video of it where some of the cheats that people are using are just... You're so surprised that they've not already been banned because it's so blatant. I think it's also, by the way, CSGO is now, what, is it Counter-Strike 2 now? CS2? Oh god, I haven't played in that long, to be honest with you. No, we've definitely run into a bunch of cheaters. I think after taking a break from Siege and coming back to it, the first 5 maps, or first 5 games that we played, there was 1 cheater or 2 cheaters. It's CS2 now. Okay, cool. Horrible. So what's really the difference? What's the difference between CS2 and CSGO? I've been told by a lot of people, especially one of my mates who loves playing CSGO, has said something very, very similar. I swear to God, do not crash on me, game. Thank you. We also don't talk about this. This is a, I want to see how much profit I can get from like a full stack of these, which I accidentally overbought cords. So, soon. Oh. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, because a lot, I mean, you can't just keep a game stagnant per se, even though that on God knows how many occasions people have found that to be actually interesting. But, you know, if there's no problem, why fix it, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. A pretty straightforward thinking, right? It's so I know when the biggest one that I had, it's not so much the first person shooters, right? Take Payday. I love Payday. They butchered it, but they butchered it with Payday 3. Payday 3 is now a worthless pile of garbage, and the owners, like the makers, are pleading for people to, you know, play it. Wait, what? Eliminate PMC operatives at the lighthouse premises. What is considered the premises? Shit. For context, Payday 2, people kind of dropped off on it. Oh, okay, thanks, game. People dropped off on it because they didn't like the fact that it was all being jammed down their throat, per se. So what ended up happening was is they were jamming DLC after DLC, and then they promptly released a like cosmetics, which isn't too bad, right? Most games have it nowadays. But the problem that they've had was the fact that the cosmetics were altering your abilities. So they went through and they made that so that if you didn't have some of the DLC, or if you didn't have some of the cosmetic weapons, you wouldn't do as well because they were, that much better. Yeah, it did. It did, and it flopped. And as I said, promptly everyone went, nah, not doing it. Yeah, no, it became pay to win. It was still a good game. Like, you could still do everything in the game without having to buy a DLC, but people just thought it was a bit shitty that you had, if you really wanted to do really well in some of the missions, you had to go through and buy them. Because they basically nerfed a bunch of the weapons and made it so that if you bought the actual DLC for the cosmetics, it would boost those or just give you brand new weapons that you could easily use that were far superior. What was I saying? I was going to show you something. What was it? Nope. Lighthouse. Tarkov. Oh, good God. Ads everywhere. Why not? Fuck it, we'll just do that. Because it's ad. Hide all. Can I zoom in? Okay, so it's this building right here. So you've got the entrance to village. It's this one. Generally, a couple of players will get stuck in the door. Like just in the back here. Or they'll be on the second level on the right. You kill them. Then you just sit on the second floor and look down. Typically... Oh, it's so... I hate this shit. This crap pisses me off. Because it just shows up, and if you fucking get like a blocker, they go, oh, you can't use this unless you remove the blocker. You remove the blocker and it still pops up saying you've got a blocker. But yeah, so typically the PMCs will then run, because they'll spawn here, and then they'll run across the side, around and through, or they'll spawn on the rocks around here and then push through. Or over here, and then push through. Because they will focus on you, because you're in the area. Yes. Yes, they do. So what I have noticed is that the PvE, this is both scavs, rogues, bosses, and PMCs all have a relatively same coding for PvE. You will take priority. So let's say a bunch of scavs, a bunch of PMCs are all gunning down each other because they hate each other, right? If you get involved, so if you take one of them out, they will then cease shooting at each other. They will focus you because you are now considered the higher priority. So if you camp somewhere, and because once again, scavs automatically will find know where dead bodies are and will try and loot them. So if you kill one just at the front door and you need to do scav kills, for example, just sit there. Scavs will run to you. If you've killed other players inside the building, which as I said, they typically spawn in there, you kill them, other players or other PMCs are going to push you. And it just happens, once again, if you wait there, Partisan, the trap dude, will then also try and kill you. So that is, to me, it's been the easiest way of resolving that problem. Camp that spot, shoot them. I do know that if you get on the big sniper rock here, because it's dangerous in PvP, but in PvE it's relatively safe, PMC spawn along here, they'll spawn along this BMP or BTR, or on this car here. And so you just look through those 3 spots, or, and this is probably the funniest one, right at this little entrance right here, there's some bushes right here. They camp those bushes. You can see all of those spots from the rock. So if you notice that you've run, like if you spawn down here, run up, sit here for a couple of minutes, take those guys out, and then as you need to start to leave, because once again, if you spawn down there, path to shoreline opens up, right? Camp this spot for a bit and then run off. There you go. Done. Dusted. Have no problem. It is the greatest thing. Oh, look, more stuff. It does differ. It does. So on, for example, Streets of Tarkov, I have watched as 8 of them have spawned on top of each other and started shooting at us, right? I've had cases where there's 2 full stacks, so of 5 spawn. This is because I was playing solo on factory. I believe it still tries to follow along the exact same parameters as the percentage. Like, you know how in factory you can only have up to, I think, 12 people spawn in. I think it follows the same process. However, it's half the time scabs and PMCs end up spawning on top of each other and they end up just dying anyway. And then you've got this. Oh my god, piss off. So I can't even get rid of that one. But for Streets of Tarkov, because you've got part 1, which is use the submachine gun, I have noticed a lot of them will push from here and go down this one. A lot of them will... Oh yeah, it's horrid. They'll spawn in here, and there's... Oh, I understand that bit. And then some will actually spawn inside the building. I think it's one of these buildings here. One of these buildings around there. But yeah, they love spawning there. And so basically anywhere in this section. Alternatively, you should see them... primarily, honestly, I'm going to be honest, right there. Or they'll spawn in this little strip right here. So I go through that entire roll through. On 2 missions alone, because once again you got to kill 20 of them, I got 7 kills per. I would have completed it, except for they have a really bad problem where they shoot each other because they're trying to gun for you. That's really annoying, but it does happen. I have also noticed that because you are the only actual player, a lot of things will try and spawn around you specifically, because once again you're because you're the only actual person. So I'm just going to read through this. Like in total, only a few years. I've been doing is I I was a lot of I was been on and off streaming for the past, actually no, it's been 4 or 5 years now. Holy hell. So, and I've gone through dozens of different games throughout that time. Oh, Jesus. Okay. The kill area for assessment part 1 is absolutely insane. So the kill area is everywhere that is not the rogue base, basically. Oh, that's insane. And I need to kill PMCs with this gun. What's the time? Oh, you know what I can do? For this game, I've not played a lot, but haven't streamed it for too long because I've only actually really started playing it just recently, relatively speaking. Oh god. Oh. Sorry, 1 second. Is my friend messaging me? I think I've already, yeah, he's already responded to that. Excuse me. Oh god, I'm tired. Really get some sleep. I think to do Kappa, I only need test drive missions done, but I have no idea. It's only 8:32 p.m. Although I've been awake since 3:30 in the morning. I'm missing 2. I'm missing 2 items. I'm missing the half-mast shroud because I was an idiot and brought it into a raid, I think. And I'm missing the smoke balaclava. Those are the only 2 actual items I'm missing. I always forget to get food.